Hmm. Oh, hi. I'm Marie. And I know what scares you. Really. For, say, about 2 decades, I helped design and build highly detailed theme-based haunted attractions with little or no budget. There are 2 things required to create a believable environment. The first is the most talented group of out-of-the-box thinkers you can find. And the second is the box. Now, everybody knows that you can build anything out of cardboard. However, if it doesn't seem real, it's not scary. So, we built highly detailed things out of cardboard that didn't look like they were made out of cardboard. Now, the trick is to make it strong enough to hold up to the abuse it suffers under the extreme conditions inside a haunted attraction. We're talking heat, cold, wet, dry, repeated impact, excessive weight, hanging, and the most destructive force on earth, a group of 5 scared teenage girls can tear up anything. This video is a class on how we use cardboard in the haunted house. It's a friend of mine who should be able to teach this class on her own asked me to make this video for her art class, because she's now a teacher, and obviously an art teacher. So I have attempted to take my haunted house decor class and remove the haunt from it and leave just the cardboard construction part. So bear with me, I have notes, because it's been a long time since I've done this. I've actually been retired about 5 years now. So yeah, give me a little bit. First and foremost, before we do anything else, let's talk about the basics. Respect. Look, you're dumpster diving. This is cardboard construction. Cardboard is trash. You need to think in terms of respect to the companies, the stores, the stockers at your local store that might save stuff for you. Think about them and the impact that you're having on them. Don't leave them a mess. Take a trash bag with you if you're going dumpster diving, so that anything you pull out of the boxes that you're getting, you can put in the bag and leave it there so it's not strewed all over the place. Just be respectful. Like I said, they don't have to let you have their garbage. And you represent the entire artistic community whenever you go out like that. So be the best you can be. Okay. Now, next let's talk about what is cardboard. I know that kind of sounds like a duh, but bear with me. I'm going to change the camera angle so I can show you some stuff on the table. So this is my box of packing material that I brought home from work so I could show it off. And let's get back to defining cardboard. First of all, this is not cardboard. This is pressboard. These came from the produce department. They were used to hold, I think, apples maybe. And this came out of a box with a lamp. And it's fiber that is just pressed together in a mold to make a shape. And you can take it apart real easy. And you can run it through a blender and make a paper pulp out of it that works just like clay. And it's wonderful. If it is colored like this, it normally stays colored. So get ready to paint it. But it all tears real easy. So, not cardboard. This is cardboard. 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 More cardboard. This is the piece I was reaching for. This is cardboard. You'll notice it's flat, it's thin. It's basically just a pressed board, but it's been run through rollers to make it flat and to help dry it out. They take this and they add layer upon layer upon layer to create this. However, this video is about corrugated cardboard. This is corrugated cardboard. Real quick note, this is corrugated cardboard. This cardboard has been broken. It has lost all of its structural integrity. So it's not going to hold anything. Unless you're trying to do something with a shape that needs to be manipulated and bent, you really don't want to work with this. So try to avoid something that's been broken. Okay? Before I go too much further, let me talk to you about finishes. This is a glossy finish. This is just a regular natural finish. If you're going to try to stick anything to it, if you're going to try to glue two pieces together, you do not want to try to glue glossy to glossy. It just won't stick. It won't hold, no matter what kind of glue you use. You can sand it, you can roughen it up, and it will work, but otherwise you probably want to avoid it as much as you can. This is a nice natural finish. Anything will stick to this. This, although it has color, is a natural finish. It's not a glossy finish, so it will actually work just like a regular natural finish, but it'll also give you a place that you can steal color if you want to. If you need something orange, you've got orange here, or if you want white, you've got white. So, okay, that's that out of the way. Now, so corrugation, believe it or not, there are actually names for the different types of corrugation, and I do not use them. But what makes it corrugated cardboard is the fact that it's got layers of flat sheet and what they call fluted pieces, edge, sheets, whatever, cardboard. It's all cardboard. It's layers of cardboard. And they come in all kinds of thicknesses. You can get some up to, I think we have some 3/4 inch in the produce department at work holding watermelons. So, yeah. Cardboard comes in all kinds of thicknesses. This looks like it's made out of that press board that I showed you earlier. The same stuff these cereal boxes are made out of. Which, by the way, cereal boxes are a great source of press board if you want just a nice smooth finish without the ribs. Put that sucker inside, give it a light sand to get that glossiness off, and you can use this for just about anything. This looks like it's made out of that, but, and I had to check it. Let me see if I can find where I checked it. Here it is. You can actually separate this so you can see that it is corrugated. Quick note about the glue that's used to hold corrugated cardboard together. If it sticks like this, sometimes heat will help. Most of the time, you just have to keep working with it. You can take a blade of some kind and catch the edge and pull it up and get it off if you need to. Sometimes just peeling it back is enough. But you can see that this is actually the thinnest corrugated cardboard there is. So that's that. Where does that leave me? Let me look at my notes. Oh, the grain of the cardboard is the direction that the corrugation is running. I don't know if you can really see it that well on this one. But you see the lines? That's the grain. That's kind of a duh, I know. The strength of cardboard comes from the direction that the fluting is going, or the direction of the grain. So if impact or the weight is coming from the top, then you want the ribs or the grain to go up and down. Okay? If it's coming from the side, then you want them to come from the side. They're strongest this way. It's real easy to bend and fold cardboard with the grain. So you can make it do anything you want as far as shape goes. There's an old, it's actually kind of weak, but there's an old haunted house trick, aside from using triangles to strengthen stuff, where we take two pieces and we rotate them 90 degrees, and it makes it almost impossible to bend in either direction because the corrugation works against you. So, in both directions, obviously. But, so triangles add strength. Crossing the grain adds strength. Now, manufacturers of packing material have figured out that you want the grain to go in a certain direction, but you don't necessarily, I mean, this is pretty big. If you needed just a small space, you would have a problem getting it your size. You would lose a lot of structural integrity. So now they've started making a new type of corrugation. And I got this one so I can tear it up and show you that the fluting actually runs the other direction on it. And, you know, maybe I'm the only one who gets excited about new kinds of cardboard, but this is awesome because you have this flexible in any direction. You can make all kinds of shapes. You can do anything you want with this. Just have a little patience and fold it and bend it, kind of like wire. And then you can put the paper back on. Sand it all smooth and call it good. That's something to play with, to think about. If you can find this, it's actually kind of hard to find. But it does come in all kinds of sizes, just like regular corrugated cardboard does. And it is really neat. Alright, so that pretty much takes care of defining cardboard. Point is, once you understand how the layers of cardboard are put together, you can kind of manipulate them to do anything you want to do with them. Alright, let me get this cleaned up and we'll be right back. Okay, now that we know what cardboard is, let's take a look at the tools that we need to work with the cardboard. All of this is optional, except for these two. You need a knife and you need a ruler. A ruler preferably with a straight edge. If you want to be able to make a 90-degree angle, corner, whatever, you can use one of these, or you can just use a piece of paper. Anything that is 90 degrees works with cardboard because you can just line it up on the corrugation. And I don't have a piece handy to show you. Yeah. Anyway, line it up on the corrugation and you have a perfect 90-degree angle wherever you need it. Works every time. Alright. So, all of these tools are great, fine, and wonderful, but you don't necessarily need them. I do recommend sandpaper for doing the edges, and I'll show you more about that whenever I get into the part that's not scripted. Let me get all this out of the way. A good handsaw, a sharp handsaw for cutting the pressed cardboard pieces. It makes it so much easier. Do not try to do them with a knife. I mean, you can, but you'll regret it. And something to protect the surface that you're working on so that you don't cut your tabletop or whatever. Alright. So once you have your tools, the next thing is you're ready to start cutting your cardboard, right? Not quite. We need a plan. We need to know what it is we're trying to build. What shape is the object? How big is it? Where's the weight coming from? Where's the stress points? Oh no, the number one mistake that newbies to cardboard construction make is to not think about the structural integrity of the piece that they're working on. So let's think about it. Are you making a table? A table, all the weight comes from the top. If you're doing a shelf bracket or a wall sconce, those pull from the side. If you're doing, say, a model castle, then you need to know that arched windows are stronger than square ones. And a heavy roof is going to bend the side walls if you don't reinforce them somehow, like folding your triangles. Or, let's say you're going to make a treasure chest. Making a cube, you can either cut out 6 individual pieces, or you can use a shape like this. This is one piece that gets folded up to make a cube. Simple enough. Check out this chair. This is really cool. And I'll be honest, I stole these pictures off the interweb a long time ago. The point is, this chair is made out of one piece, and it's just folded to create a seating. This is probably another one of those only I get excited about it things. A cut joint is not as strong as the factory bond. So if you have a piece of cardboard, let me go back to this one. You have a piece of cardboard like this, you can bend it, and that joint, this is a factory finish on this side, is going to be much stronger than anything I try to glue together. Let's take a second and discuss glue. So of course there's always hot glue. Hot glue is great. Basically, if you're dealing with something that's thin, like this, or I don't have any example of spray adhesive, but cardboard is thirsty. So you need to give it something that's not going to soak in. Something like super glue or spray adhesive, these will soak in. But if you have something like Aleene's, this is rubber cement. Rubber cement's great because it never dries out. And another clear Aleene's. This gives a nice glossy finish too if you're trying to seal your piece. So like we would use it for eyeballs and that type of thing to make them look wet. E6000, great hold, takes forever to dry. That's the thing with all of these, is they take so long to dry, except of course for the hot glue, which is almost instant. 5-minute epoxy. This will make it practically indestructible, but you don't have to coat the whole thing with it. Just use it sparingly where your main stress points are. And of course there's always tape. Tape is great to hold temporarily, but it is not good in the long run. So that's what I have to say about glue right now. Alright, joinery. There are a couple of basic ways of putting, there are as many different ways to put things together, put cardboard together, as there are people doing the projects. So the one that you see most common is this. The 2 slits, they go together, and the secret to this is they have to be, so when you add this to this, it has to equal this. Alright? So I can move this up here, I'll move this up here, and they don't necessarily have to be in the dead center. You can move that center point up or down, so long as you keep the overall measurement the same as your overall height. It will fit. Yeah, just like that. Also, you want to make certain that your groove is the same width as your board so that it'll slide right in. The other method that we used a lot is the tab method. Cut a tab on one side, cut a slot on the other side, put it together, it's all good. You want to make this piece 1/8 of an inch larger than the hole so that when you put them together, it's nice and tight. All right? And that is pretty much the end of the scripted part of this. I'm going to do one more technique, and that's the flaps. And it's the one that we used for the outside of whatever it was we were making. Joining two pieces together at an angle and making them nice and strong. If you can't fold it, you have to cut it. This way will kind of give you that factory bond, but it's still two separate pieces. So, okay, I'm going to let you just kind of watch what I'm doing, and then I will explain as need be. Okay, what I'm doing is thinning down this edge right here so that when I put it on the other piece, it'll blend in rather than being a blunt. Stayed off the edge with the glue because I'm going to squeeze out in that direction. Okay, so I've got a nice sharp corner here. It's all really sweet. It's going to glue up really nicely. Just one little problem, and that is the fact that it's not going to stay together. So here's where the triangles come in. So I'm going to put a corner in here. the corrugation on one side. I'm going to break the outer shield. Just enough to create an indent. Just like that. So I've got 4 panels that go together to form a triangle. Whatever my angle is there is what my angle is going to be. So I can adjust to get my 90. Whereas this is a 90. You'll notice that I have crossed the direction that the grain is going. So I've got that strong bond. Alright, now we let that dry. While that's drying, I'm going to clean up and get ready to make a project. Okay, so this video has gotten really long, so I'm going to stop here. If you want to see the project that I made, this is it. I will post a very sped up video of how this is done to go along with this video. And in the meantime, the glass pieces that I made, you can see I took the tape off of this in the other video. Here's the triangle, holding everything nice and steady. Here's the other triangle, still holding everything nice and steady. See, it's not going anywhere. Here are the other 2 pieces. It all fits together very nicely. Oops, I put that in upside down. There we go. Just like that. So, all of this is going in the treasure chest to be sent off to the school for this class. I also did a sample of the reinforcement technique. I left the inside of the box raw, so I didn't cover it, so that you can tell that it is made cardboard, and the bottom is reinforced with some of that honeycomb cardboard, the new kind that I've kind of went nuts over. And that's it. Thanks for watching my video. Yes, I know I cut my head off through the whole thing. It was kind of on purpose because I talk with my hands. Have an excellent day, an excellent life, and I'll catch you on the flip side.